All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney and a prediction for the fight by a very good fighter, Anthony Peterson, about who would win and the reaction of Devin Haney's team when he said it. Funny to me. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division talking about the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney, and Gervonta Tank Davis. A prediction for the fight that was given by Anthony Peterson, and the reaction, which is, to me, is funny, of Devin Haney's team because of it. Now, before I get into the fight, into the subject matter of the video, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber, supporter, thank you so much for continuing to chop it up with me about boxing, whether you like my opinion or not. If you are new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do daily. So there's always really good conversations. All right, man, people that know me through this channel know that one of my favorite and least favorite conversations at the same time is Gervonta Tank Davis in the lightweight division and Devin Haney in the lightweight division. A whole lot of bandying back and forth between the guys, the two dudes who are pretty much running the weight class. You have Devin Haney, who's running the weight class from a championship belt perspective, and then you have a guy, Gervonta Davis, who really transcends weight classes and is the money man in the big star attraction in the division. And I think that that's probably the most fair way to describe it. Devin Haney is the man when it comes to the belts. Gervonta Davis is the star attraction in below 147 pounds, and honestly, maybe a top 3, top 4 in star power in the entire sport of boxing, which is honestly kind of rare because that usually does not happen for a guy that is a 130-pound fighter fighting at 135 pounds. Usually doesn't happen, but Gervonta pulled it off. So a lot of people talk about who's going to win the fight if the fight is going to happen. You have Gervonta saying that he wants to fight Devin. Devin, you got to free yourself up from your obligations and we can fight. Devin Haney has a bunch of obligations, but yes, so says we can fight despite the obligations that he has. That's a lot of the conversation. But Anthony Peterson, who's the brother of Adrian Peterson, God, man, please make sure that I'm not messing these names up. I hate it when I do. All right. Yeah. Sorry, man. I got the football player twisted in my head because I just saw him knock out somebody, so I'm sorry. Anthony Peterson, the brother of Lamont Peterson, not the football player Adrian Peterson, please forgive me, was asked who he thinks won the fight, but in doing so said that he got pushed up on by the promoter and manager of Devin Haney, Bill Haney, for giving his opinion. Now, man, if somebody doesn't know how funny that is, man, that is something a whole lot of people go through, because that camp does not like when you say anything that is not complimentary of Devin Haney. Even if you're neutral and you're complimentary, man, if you don't buy the soup 100%, man, you are 100% hater. But you know that happens a lot in boxing. Terrence Crawford's camp is like that, very, very much like that. It's like are you with me or you're against me mentality. And I mean, you know, hey, man, that's maybe what is necessary in order to be as successful as they've been, because you cannot deny that team has been very, very successful in accomplishing what they want to accomplish. But Lamont Peterson, what he said was, look, man, if you ask me who's going to win behind the fight, he said he sparred them both, sparred Devin Haney, sparred Gervonta Davis, and he said without much hesitation at all, oh yeah, Gervonta. And he was like, well, why Gervonta? He says Gervonta Davis is just a different animal. He's just a different level than Devin Haney is. He said, don't get me wrong, Devin Haney is he's a beast, he's a monster, but I got in the ring with Gervonta, and no, man, man, Gervonta Davis is just different. And in top of that, he's like, look, the only dude that's going to give Gervonta Davis any problem is going to be Shakur Stevenson. Now, when asked a little bit more detail about it, he's like, look, when I came into the ring, like when I sparred Gervonta before Gervonta had his first championship fight against Jose Pedraza, he walked into the gym. I was there. Several other professional boxers were there. And we were shocked that Gervonta came in, walked in the gym by himself, no bodyguards, none of that stuff, and said, no security, and said, hey, look, man, I need some work. And he said, okay, I gave you some work, got into the ring with him. And he's like, look, man, this dude hits like a light heavyweight. Like that's a different level of power, a different level of explosion. Also, he's a very, very smart fighter, and he knows what he's doing in that ring. And it's just like, nah, man, there's a big difference between him and Devin Haney. But he said, but like as far as Shakur Stevenson goes, that's a different beast altogether, because Shakur Stevenson is somebody that is so smart, he's almost Mayweather. He said he's basically, man, he's Mayweather-like in the fact that, man, he's just so smart in the ring, his spacing. He said it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to beat Shakur Stevenson. So when he said that, I was listening, I listened, and I'm like, okay, well, he's just telling the truth. And matter of fact, Anthony Peterson even said, look, I could know Devin since his entire life, and I could have met Gervonta 3 minutes ago. I'm still going to say the same thing, because look, man, that dude is what that dude is, and that guy is what that guy is, and I'm just going to tell her the truth. I'm going to tell the truth no matter what, man. But man, I just listening to the way that Anthony Peter described the situation, like he had gotten browbeat, because he gave his opinion about it, is just something, man, and I find personally really, really funny. Now, because you get that in boxing from camps all of the time, man, where people really, really get under people's skin if you're not 100% believer in everything that they do. Devin, now for me, I'm not as confident as Anthony Peterson is. I've not been in the ring with either one of those guys, obviously, because I don't get in the ring with anybody. So I couldn't tell you what they punches feel like or any of that stuff. But what I will tell you is that they're both excellent fighters that have different styles of fights. But the whole conversation about who's going to win the fight, honestly, man, is almost purely academic when you look at the political circumstances that surround it. It just is a fight that more than likely is not going to happen. Devin is not going to be in that weight class very long. And as long as he is in that weight class, he's got fights set up to fight. So the real question is going to be, can Devin Haney beat Gary Antoine Russell? Can he beat, if Josh Taylor's still there, can he beat Josh Taylor, right? Can he beat those 140 pounders that are more than likely going to be with Top Rank? And will he be able to do the same thing at 140 that he did at 135? The idea of Gervonta Davis is more like, hey, man, you're going to have to part the seas, or not even part the seas. You're going to have to beat Lomachenko. You're going to have to beat Kambosos, then beat Lomachenko, then get out of that contract with Bob Arum, because Bob Arum ain't going to want to make that fight, and then go over there and fight with the PBC to get the Gervonta Davis fight. But at that point in time, you're more than likely going to be at 140 pounds, and it's just not going to happen. But anyway, I just find it a very, very funny conversation, interesting, deal, because they're both great fighters, no doubt about it. And I would love to see the fight, but it is what it is. But anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.